Please introduce yourself and tell me what you brought today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Barron Smith, and I'm the owner of a 1993 AMG 35A2C, more commonly known as a Deuce and a half.
A Deuce and a half.
Right.
I've never had one of these at the show. Please, let's do a walk around and tell me all about it.
Sure. Well, we can start here with the passenger side, and then here we have some typical kinds of things and items that we have in a Deuce during Vietnam, such as the Army helmets, the M16, and some other things. But I have updated this with a lot of avionics and radios and things like that, make it more usable for myself.
Right.
But
right.
actually, I have it to take to car shows like this.
To car shows. Even though you have gnarly off-road tires, you don't take this off-road.
No, I do not take this off-road because that's why it looks as good as it does now, that I bought it for parades and shows and military events and things like that.
Yeah, I've never seen one in this good condition.
No, this one's never been off the road. In fact, it belonged to the Army. They bought it in 1983 and it was assigned to Papago National Guard unit at 52nd Street in McDowell, and it sat there until about 10 years ago. When the first guy bought it, and it only had 1,100 miles on it.
Wow.
And right now it's got 1,800 miles on it, and that's all I've got on it. It's like a new truck.
It is like 1,800, and it's a diesel?
It's a diesel. It's a 465 cubic inch diesel, 6-cylinder, but it's a high compression diesel that uses a turbocharger. Therefore, it has high compression and can burn any kind of fuel. It's called a multi-fuel.
Okay.
You can run this on perfume, peanut oil, used motor oil, gasoline, diesel, cooking oil. You'll run on anything that's combustible.
Wow.
But I run it on number 2 diesel.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is an excellent condition. What really got you into these vehicles?
I was looking for a vehicle to tow my helicopter display around Arizona and Southern California, and I wanted something that's military. And this was the closest fit I could find that would haul that. And this will do 55 miles an hour on the freeway.
Oh.
So this was the perfect choice. And I bought this, it's not 2015, so it's 6 years ago.
6 years ago? Let's do a walk around. Show me specific things that you find interesting about them.
Okay. What's interesting up here is you see the size of the tires. Those weren't the stock tires that came with the Deuce. These are about 2 inches larger. They're $1,100 a piece.
Wow.
Times 11. It's a 10-wheel drive with a spare, and it's for giving a better. It handles better on pavement because the non-directional tires only had a very little piece of rubber on the ground, so it wasn't good on slick roads like ice or snow or anything like that. So these tires have much more grip. Up here, I've extended the bumper to include a generator that I can use for emergency start if I need to start it, or you run electricity for anything else. It shows. That's Combat Teddy, my shotgun driver there, and he helps me get along here, and the kids love him, and also a lot of other people like him. Up here, this is what's called a bridge plaque that tells you how much weight you're allowed to take across a military bridge. This is a classification 8. Up to a certain amount of points. This truck weighs 12,000 pounds.
12,000
And it would be 17,000 pounds loaded.
Wow.
Up here we have a chain for towing or being towed. I have one in the back too. And these are off-road halogens. And the headlights are also halogen. Those were $350 a piece.
Wow.
And then of course I have a really nice display board with the history that I've looked up on it and some specifications. Oh, over here we have what's called a Mermac can, and this is for transferring hot food to the troops in the field. So you have one container that's meat, one container that's vegetables, and one's potatoes. And this is a step to step up and open the hood. You can't do that from the ground very easily.
No, it looks like you need some rappelling gear to get in and out of this thing.
This is the driver's side. I carry extra fuel. Also, I have extra fuel in the cans in the back. So I have about 25 gallons of extra fuel. The main fuel tank will hold 50 gallons. And that'll get me about 400 miles.
50 gallons takes you 400 miles.
Yes, this thing actually gets 12 miles a gallon.
That's surprising.
Yes, it is. It's a very efficient engine.
That's surprising. I was thinking
And of
more
course,
like 4
inside
miles.
We have all the placards and directions for drivers that didn't maybe know how to drive this very well. But this one's also been upgraded with thick insulation, also tinted windows, air conditioning, and power steering. And if you look at the stick shift in there, that's out of a combat helicopter.
That's hilarious. Did the buttons function?
Yes. Over here we have the spare. That would be for the front wheels. Whip antenna for low band military radio, which I have one in there. This is a M35A2C, C standing for cargo. These sides actually fold down if I wanted to do that, so they could load pallets and things on the flatbed. Obviously, I don't use it for that. I've got set up so that I can put my vinyl cover over. As I said, this is a 10-wheel drive. They call it 6x6, but actually you're driving 10 wheels off a direct drive.
Wow.
So that maybe this will climb over just about anything.
So this you said 450 cubic inch engine, right? 465 cubic inch engine. And so does that high compression what's the if it does have a long stroke or
it's a long stroke, but it's only 134 horsepower.
134 horsepower. How much torque though?
A lot, about 600 foot-pounds.
600 foot-pounds of torque. That's a significant amount.
And this is registered as a historic vehicle in Arizona.
Nice.
And I have it insured through vehicle collector insurance. Back here we have another chain. This is a special hitch I made up for towing the helicopter.
Nice.
So it's attached to the frame because the standard pendle hook will not tow a civilian trailer.
Right.
So I had to upgrade this to include that. Again, another chain and goodies. And then over here, we have, this is a rare find that I could get my hands on. I got this out of a salvage yard in Tucson. It's buried in the dirt. This is a 6-piece tow bar. To either tow another vehicle like this one or be towed by another vehicle like this one or bigger. And I designed this mount here because normally it'd be mounted under here and it'd be just filthy and rusty. You never see it either.
Right.
So I designed this, and the Army actually liked it and incorporated it into their later models.
That's great.
It's a lot easier to use and it stays clean.
That's nice.
So.
I like it.
And again, our 50-gallon fuel tank. Some guys will take and mount one of those on the other side too, so give it 100 gallons. But I really don't have a need. I don't drive to LA with this.
Right.
So I don't need that kind.
This is fantastic. Wow.
Okay. And if you look here, this is actually a two-way radio. That's your first cell phone.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway, I've got one on each side.
Real stuff. That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, and all these have been, these railings were wood and they were rotted. So I replaced them with updated composite, metal composite about 3 years ago. And that's actually a hoist for hooking onto a spare or your tire that's flat and put it in the back because these weigh 208 pounds a piece. So a little.
The tires are the assembly of tire plus rim or tire alone?
The tire alone.
So add the rim to it, another 35, 40 pounds.
And you got a 125-pound 18-year-old soldier trying to do that. They can't lift that up there. So even a couple of three of them can't do that. So that's why you need the hoist to do that.
Wow.
Okay.
This is great. Thank you so much for bringing this. This is.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about the people that I bought this from are two disabled Phoenix police officers. Him and his wife, and her dad was in the Iwo Jima landings and Guadalcanal. He was a Marine, and the picture's on the data plate. But I made the tribute to him. And I got it in 2015 from them. They had done a lot of the restoration on here, but in the last 5 years I've done probably 80% of everything you're seeing.
Wow.
So that's that.
Excellent. This is such a cool vehicle. Thank you for bringing this.
Well, thank you for asking me.
And
questions
this
about
is
it.
just really great. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, sir.